Today on the channel, we brush off our Jeet Kune Do skills with a little Bruce Lee, the Warrior, Super 7 Ultimate Edition, unboxing and review.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Here and welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimate Edition unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got Bruce Lee, the Warrior Edition. And remember, for all your Bruce Lee needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $59 does ship free, and that's exactly what I did. Is I waited for these to go hot off the truck at Entertainment Earth, swooped in, saved myself 10%, got these shipping free because I did buy both versions of the Bruce Lee Ultimate Editions. We'll unbox the other one on the channel as well, so stay tuned for that one. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. What are you waiting for there? But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And Bruce Lee, one of those guys that have had a lot of figures over the years in a lot of different interpretations from a lot of different companies. And of course, before these ones, just a couple weeks ago, we were talking in the Toy News video of the week, we did see Zombie Sailor Toys is going to have a retro figure of Bruce Lee, but we've seen it from Diamond Select, a lot of other different toy lines. So the Bruce Lee property is out there, but this is the first time Super 7 has tackled Bruce Lee figures, and this is pretty interesting because we love Super 7 figures over here on the channel, but also you can mix these in with some of your other Super 7 Ultimates from the Turtles line, the wrestling line, G.I. Joe line, you name it, you can mix him in. You want Bruce Lee a member of the Joe team? You can make that happen now. So very, very cool if you ask me. We're going to see what all the fuss is about with this one. There's always some fuss whenever there's a new action figure here. Of course, Super 7 coming in hot. We got the old shipping container there. Bruce Lee, the Warrior. Always do like these things. Little cardboard box. We always show those just a little bit. So we do have that. Then we get down to it. We get down to this typical Super 7 Ultimates packaging. Very minimalistic. White and black attack going on. Bruce Lee right there on the front. Got a little dragon insignia around and the Warrior at the bottom. You got some lettering. I'm not exactly sure what that says. Not even sure if the camera can really pick that one up there, but it does say Bruce Lee on the front. And then, of course, you slide this bad boy off, of course. A gentle see you later off to the side right there. And there he is, old Bruce Lee, looking only like a Bruce Lee could look in the Super 7 Ultimates line. Tons of accessories with this one, as you can imagine there, the old master of Jeet Kune Do. There he is right there on the back. A little blurb action. What's it say back here? Anything? Master of Jeet Kune Do. There you go. He's the master of it. And I believe there's a Jeet Kune Do dojo right down the street from me. So I might head over there. Maybe I'll learn more. Who knows? We'll be like water. That's what we'll be like. But of course, Bruce Lee, one of the all-timers out there as far as martial arts go, really started a revolution of martial arts. There's no doubt about that. But Bruce Lee, the Warrior, and it says right there, the legend. So there you go. He is truly the legend. But we're going to open him up. Let's going to see what's inside, see what's doing in here. See what Bruce Lee's up to. Oh my gosh, I didn't notice this in here. But look at that back there, kind of bubbled in there as an extra shirt. Or I guess, I don't know, not technically a shirt. It's not a gi either. Off to the side. See you later. Goodbye. It's not a gi. I don't even know exactly what you would call this and classify this as. Oh my gosh, it's taped in there and everything. So good luck keeping this packaging good. So I guess see you later. Goodbye. Boomerang style. Making a mess. That's the way it goes from time to time. But we do get old Bruce Lee in the package here. Interesting is it does feel like an Ultimate, but definitely feels a little bit smaller. And I guess that makes sense because Bruce Lee, not the biggest guy, as we do know. He wasn't a giant. We all remember him facing off with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We'll never forget that in the movie. Or his battles with Chuck Norris. Oh, Chuck Norris. Everybody loves Chuck Norris. Oh my gosh, we got a million hands. I really should have took this one offline. I might, next Bruce Lee figure, I might take this offline to get all these hands and everything else out. There is a lot of accessories with this, especially in the hands department. Man, oh man, not messing around at all. My dogs aren't messing around as well. I got Lemmy over there with some squeak toys, so if you hear some squeaking going on, it's our old buddy Lemmy. He's going to town on a ball over there. Come on, can we get this out? A lot of accessories of this one. Extra heads, you got the figure, of course. just not messing around with old Bruce Lee, but it's pretty cool because, let's be honest, we're not going to get 50 different Bruce Lee Ultimates. At least I don't think so. I mean, the first 2 will sell fairly well, but after that, it comes down to diminishing returns. But then at the same time, you, of course, are getting the most out of your molds. As we do know, that is a big part of the game as well. So I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see like a battle-damaged Bruce Lee one of these days, maybe even as like a con exclusive or something. Who knows? But we're going to pull him out. Maybe. There we go. We're down to business here. We got twist ties. See you later. Off to the side. See you later. Oh, we got the gel packet. There it is. See you later. No, not for the dogs. I got Ace by my feet. I got Lemmy over there. Dangerous day if they need some of that. But we got Bruce Lee out of the package here. Interesting one. There's no doubt about it. Very interesting. But let's dive in. Let's look at these hands first, and we'll take a look at the weapons. And then we'll see where it goes from there. A lot going on in the hands department. Really, too many hands for me. It's overwhelming. But Bruce Lee, he came to really fight because he's got 2 Fists of Fury out of the package. So make note of that. Then where do we go from here? I don't even know how to explain some of these hands. We got your typical karate chopping hands. So we're ready to karate chop if we need to. We get some kind of splayed out hands, I guess, here. We got 2 splayed out hands. Sure, why not? We got a big gripping hand here, like a force choke hand almost. And then we got a holding hand here for one of his weapons. We got 2 gripping hands as well. You got to have gripping hands. So we got 2 more gripping hands here. We got the big splayed out hand once again to match the other one. And I have no idea what these hands are technically called, but he's got crazy fingers going on. This is almost a Jimmy Snuka, I love you, brother hand. The peace sign hand or the come here hand, one of those kind of things. Man, all kinds of stuff. And this one's almost looks like a trigger hand here, but you got a little bit of this going on. Maybe a little Ronnie James Dio tribute. He just didn't want to commit all the way. He went this way instead of this way. That's what we'll call it right there. So, man, I always say it, choose your own hand adventure. This is a tough adventure to choose at this point. So many hands, so little time. There you go. Now we get down to it. We get down to nunchucks here. He's like a young Michelangelo, but we got very cool nunchucks here with a real chain in between. I'm here for this. I love the real chain on these. Nice, sturdy feel to it. These are the ones I really, really do like. I really like that stuff. But if that's not for you, you want more ones that are like sculpted, you got that there. So you can kind of have action shots if you want to take a picture. You know, it's like he's swinging this in midair. You got that one, and then he's got a set right here, just kind of a regular edition. So really choose your own nunchuck adventure at the end of the day, but nice accessories here for him, of course. And if you ever saw Bruce Lee swinging those things around, it was a sight to be seen, that is for sure. And then he channels his inner Donatello as well with the old staff stick here. He's doing all kinds of those crazy moves with that as well. Man, oh man, Bruce Lee, he didn't mess around in the movies, as we do know. And for me, Bruce Lee, the first time I ever saw Bruce Lee and the first time I ever heard of Bruce Lee was as a very little kid. And I want to say it was the TV network FX. When they first came, they showed a lot of old shows, and they showed a show I'd never seen before until it came on there. It was called The Green Hornet. And of course, he was Kato in The Green Hornet, fell in love with Bruce Lee, thought he was the coolest thing ever. And then, of course, I've probably seen every single Bruce Lee movie, I think, by this point. It's been a heck of a long time. It was junior high and high school. I watched a lot of the Bruce Lee. Haven't really seen anything since. I've seen a couple documentaries since then, but not my all-time favorite by any means, but definitely an inspirational character and one that's influenced generations upon generations, as we do know old Bruce Lee. We do get this soft goods jacket here. I really like this one here. It looks like it might be a bit of a pain to get on him, as it looks like it's connected at the top. Oh my gosh, yeah, this thing is going to be a nightmare fuel trying to get him on him. But it is very cool, very ornate. It is all in black, but got nice little depiction, nice looks on here. And I forgot this was here. And that's the thing with Super 7s. They go up for pre-order in 12 to 14 months. Hey, Squeaky over there, turn it down. We got old Squeaky Lemmy, just squeaking on that ball over there. So I apologize for Lemmy. He is very rude today. Unlike Ace, who's just chilling, taking a nap by my feet. But we'll let it pass, Lemmy. Oh my gosh, and then he always loses it under the entertainment center. These dogs these days, can't live with them, can't live without them. That's the way it goes. But very, very nice right here. I'm here for that. Now we dive into Bruce Lee here. Let's start with the heads before we break down this body. Definitely feels different than our usual Ultimate Editions. There's no doubt about it. But it is Bruce Lee. I think all day long I would know this is Bruce Lee. If somebody handed me this head and said, hey, guess who this is in action figure form, I would probably say Bruce Lee. I think that's pretty spot on here. And it doesn't have kind of the plastic glossiness that some of Super 7 figures have in the past. So I do like the looks of this one. A good haircut. You could set your Bruce Lee watch to if you wanted to. Just an all-around good, stoic, plain Jane Bruce Lee head on this one. Now turn our attention over here to some of the other heads. Now the second head, he's got a little bit of that funny kind of Bruce Lee look like that with the lips pouting out like he's getting ready to kiss somebody, blow somebody's house down, or intimidate somebody is what he's doing here. But you got the eyes going on. You got his lips puckered up, looking good. Same hairdo, same all that going on. Choose your own head adventure. And then this head is a pretty cool one too. He's got the old side eye looking, both eyes off to the side. It's like he'd have his nunchucks and he's ready to go. He's looking off to the side. That's a pretty good look if you ask me here. So once again, usually the head that comes on the figure more times than not is what I'm going to use. But I may use the side-eye one. I might give him just a little bit of personality in my display. But now, speaking of Mr. Personality, Mr. Bruce Lee right here, definitely an interesting figure. And like I said, boy, it feels different and looks different than your typical Super 7 Ultimates. And I took notice of this when this was announced, and I kind of assumed it was going to be something like the wrestling Super 7 Ultimate figures. Kind of that same kind of body mold. They would reuse some of that, borrow with kindness, things like that. But this is all brand new. This is totally different than anything I've had from Super 7. So, man, I'm here for that all day. I guess the easy stuff to explain is, of course, the black pants going on. It's got a little bit of a black kind of belt going around there, but very, very plain Jane. Of course, down to the black shoes, very plain Jane once again. You got some skin showing. He does got a white wife beater going on, and very cool that it is soft goods. Now, of course, this jacket will go on him. It's going to take some time. I'll have to do it for the glamour shots, but I will put that, and that's how I will display him with that. He does have very skinny arms. He is very small, of course, compared to a wrestler. Like I said, we'll do comparisons later on in this video. But Bruce Lee, at the end of the day, he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. You can put him in your pocket if you needed to. Of course, he would fight his way out of that pocket, but would be very interesting. And a lot of people over the years too always was, what if Bruce Lee was in MMA? What would have happened? And who knows? Maybe if he would have came along 30 years later, maybe he would have been an MMA star. You never know what would have happened there. Of course, he would have been in one of the little guy divisions, as we do know. But I'm sure he would have done some damage. He would have done something, but it just wasn't the thing back there. And he had acting in his blood. He had acting in his blood. But definitely a little guy here. I do love it, though. I love the pinless joints. We got that throughout. You guys know I'm a sucker for the pinless joints. I guess we'll do articulation here. The arm does go all the way around. Got the old bicep cut, feeling nice. Side to side on the elbow, single jointed on the elbow, hands back forth, side to side, fisted hand here, as we did talk about, looking really good. You got the waist articulation back and forth. Got some hula hoop at the top as well, a little extra articulation. Head all the way around, not so much up and down, but side to side, back and forth. He's got all kinds of movement on that one. And then you get the big old splits. Uh-oh. Not a lot of splits for Bruce Lee. I would say they need to give a little bit more articulation to Bruce Lee there. Not a lot going on. I guess there you go. I guess you got to turn it up and out. So there you go. There it is. That's a little bit more Bruce Lee right there. I guess just different than our typical articulation. You got to go up and over, not just necessarily out to the side. If you go straight out to the side, you're not going to get there. Straight up and then out gives you the articulation. Of course, single jointed knees, good bend there, some side to side, then ankles back and forth, side to side as well. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. What do you know? Fits perfectly on that if you need to put him on a stand there. But boy, he definitely feels a lot smaller than I was anticipating, but definitely does feel like Bruce Lee, looks like Bruce Lee. I love the soft goods. You can't argue that they gave you every hand option you could ever want here. You got the bow staff. You get different sets of nunchucks. There's a lot going on in this pack here. And like I said, I got it hot off the truck, so I saved 10%. You could do that as well, or maybe play a little of that long game. You might be able to get this a little bit cheaper. But this Bruce Lee would be pretty cool. You can mix him in with your Ninja Turtles, your G.I. Joes. There's a lot of ways you can mix him in. Or if you're just a Bruce Lee fan, you pick him up just for your Bruce Lee collection. Really choose your own action figure adventure. But man, this guy, a lot cooler than I anticipated. I had no plans to pre-order him, ordered him on a bit of a whim, and I'm glad I picked this one up. So I got no issues with this Bruce Lee figure. Of course, comparing him to Bruce Lee of the past, I have this Diamond Select Bruce Lee figure. I got this for $5 on clearance at Walgreens back in the day. definitely interesting, definitely a heck of a lot bigger figure here. And I think as well, you know this is Bruce Lee. Not quite there, but you definitely know it's Bruce Lee. And this one I have mixed in with my Turtle movie figures is what I did from NECA. This one, maybe he mixes in with a different Turtle line if I want to. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Of course, if he needs to join the Joe team, he could be right there with Snake Eyes. They could go back to back. They could take on Storm Shadow if they need to. Who knows? But not a bad one there. I would say Snake Eyes is probably bigger than Bruce Lee. I think that does work out. Definitely a little bit smaller, but definitely goes in there. I did grab one of the wrestling figures, Matt Cardona. I would say, once again, that scaling is pretty good for me. Matt Cardona, probably about 6'1", 6'2", with boots on, maybe something like that. And a little bit bigger, obviously. Probably got about 100 pounds maybe on Bruce Lee. Who knows? I think that squares up pretty good as well. So that's not too bad. And then, of course, this being the Warrior edition of Bruce Lee, we better bring out the Ultimate Warrior. A guy Bruce Lee would never even be able to defeat if he wanted to. Or maybe. We'll see. Who knows? But we got the Ultimate Warrior here next to Bruce Lee. Really bringing out the warrior spirit across the board here. But I gotta say, pretty good Bruce Lee interpretation here from Super 7. I'm not against this at all. This one kind of flew under the radar, you know, it had a pre-order window and then kind of forgotten about. And I myself forgot about this one. But it is out there right now at the Entertainment Earths of the world if you want to pick this one up. And I do think it is pretty cool for what it is. And like I said, I'm glad I picked this one up at the end of the day. So pretty cool to have Bruce Lee in the ultimate form. And of course, we're going to unbox the other one on the channel, so make sure you check that one out as well. But what say you? What are your thoughts on this Bruce Lee? Pick up, pass, long game? Not sure? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day and then some. And we got even more content for you over on Patreon, including early access, like I said, over there. And you also got Pro Wrestling Tees. Don't forget, search Kyle Peterson over there. Best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel over there by following along on social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the mighty Bruce Lee, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.